Hey, getting set up here. Welcome to what are we on? Episode 72. Tonight's gonna talk about complacency. That's the topic of the night. So get that all goofy up. Yeah, it is. It is what it is. So yeah, complacency is the topic for tonight. So we'll kind of just chime in. Let me know what you think of that topic. We'll do it like we always do. We'll record the show live. When I'm done recording the show over here, I'll come back to Facebook, chime in with you, answer any questions you have about complacency, what you know about it, what you don't know about it, what you want to know more about. As I said, we'll do it the same way. We'll come in just to repeat. We'll get the show recorded live, and then boom, right into coming back to Facebook and get your questions. So welcome. Good to see you. Looks like I'm having the same issue I had the other night. The other night we had issues with comments weren't popping up. So I don't know that I'm having that same thing. Let me just check over here real quick. Because it looks like that's what's going on. Again, that's kind of weird. Yeah. So I see the comments on here. So it's funny I don't see them on the phone. So it's interesting how that's changed. But Terry says hi. Katie is hi. So looks like she's out walking again. Cool. Paula says hi. Good to see Paula. David, David, it is late. Very, very, very late. Nicole's here. I see Nicole. Very cool. Jeff is here. Nice work. Kim is here. And this is 72, correct. Episode 72. Did I say 71 when I started? So, all right. So I don't know why the phone is now acting up because usually I can see the comments right there, but I can't see them tonight. I have to see them on the computer. So let's just go ahead. We'll dive into the episode. And I'll come back to Facebook on the computer and get it going. You ready for this? Cool. Let's get this. Just as a side note, remember we said last night that the show would hit 105,000 or 100,000 downloads this month alone, and that's exactly what it did. We hit 105,000 downloads for the month of June. So that's an incredible number. It blows my mind that happens sometimes. But it looks like total we're at 250,000 downloads. So nuts, right? Just absolutely nuts. All right, so we got mic check 1, 2, good there. Mic check 1, 2. All right, you ready? Always forget this part. That's the most important part, really. I am your host, FatDag, and you're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 72 of Wise Advice. And going to open the show today with had a kind of a topic that I put out on Connect this morning about complacency. And I talk about it all the time. I talk about the complacency trap that we have to be looking out for. And I got a Facebook message today earlier, and someone said, they had to go back and reread the definition to kind of truly understand it. And I said, that's a good idea, and I think I need to do that as well. So I did. So I went to dictionary.com, pulled up the word complacency, and I encourage you to do that. But I'm going to read it for you. Because I think what I really want you to know and understand is what this word means. Because I think it plays a huge role in our journey. So I'll kind of read it for you here real quick. Complacency It says a feeling of quiet pleasure or security, often while unaware of some potential danger, defect, or the like. Self-satisfaction or smug satisfaction with an existing situation, condition, etc. That's complacency. Does that sound familiar, right? So when we get to the point where when we're walking this journey, for many of us, and for most of us, we have no idea what the end result is going to look like. We have no idea what the end result is going to feel like. So we just don't know where we're headed. We know the direction we're headed, but we don't know what the finish line of the weight loss journey is going to look like or feel like. So somewhere along the line, we feel better than we did when we started. And it's that point, that's when we say, you feel better, you look better. But you don't know where you're headed, so you don't know what the true results are going to be. And then slowly, you start doing some things that I call the complacency trap. And I want to talk about them. I want to talk about how do you recognize it. And in order for you to recognize it, you had to know the definition first, which we just talked about. But here's some definitions that would resonate a little better with you. Complacency it's that plateau you've been on for more than a month. If you've been on a plateau for more than a month, it's complacency. If you're not tracking all of a sudden, that's complacency. If you're losing and gaining the same 5 pounds for the last 4 or 5 months, that is complacency. If you're 10 pounds from goal and it's taken you forever to get to it, that's complacency. Now, how you understand that is you know what I just said, and every one of those scenarios most of us can relate to at some point or another. Think about when you started, and think about when you get stuck in this complacency trap. When you started the program, you started on fire. You came home from the meeting, or you downloaded the app, and the first thing you did, you scanned everything in your cabinet. You scanned everything in your cupboard. You looked up point values for everything. You tracked everything you ate. You measured everything you ate. And then you started having success on the program. You started losing 5 pounds. You started losing 10 pounds. You started losing 15 pounds. Whatever it was, you started doing really well on the program. Then slowly, one by one, you slowly quit tracking. You didn't track nearly as accurate. Maybe you didn't scan everything. Maybe you kind of guessed a little bit. All those things are because exactly what we said from the definition is that you are in a feeling of quiet pleasure or security. You're feeling really good about where you're at in your journey because you don't know where you're headed for the final result. But you're unaware of some potential danger, defect. That potential danger is slipping back. That potential danger is not hitting your goal, and therefore allowing your food intake to slowly creep back up, and you gain 10, 15 pounds back, and you slowly go back what we call that slippery slope, sliding in the wrong direction. So that's the complacent. Now, how do we beat it, right? Because now that we know what it is, we know how to recognize it. How do we beat it? We beat it by not giving up, for one. That's the easiest way to beat it. But we also got to do a couple things, and you got to focus on your why. It's how I start the show. It's how I start every show. It's how I started this journey. Is that my weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I focused on why that I transformed myself. So I want you to focus on your why. The why will carry you forward. I want you to write down your why. I've told you this more than once, and I mean it when I said I want you to take a pen and paper and scribble it out. Write it out. Write down your why and read it often. If you're stuck in a plateau for more than a month, if you realize you're not tracking, you pulled out that why. And that why will take that feeling of quiet pleasure and security, it'll shake it back up. And when you read your why again, you say, that's right, that's true. And it shakes up that feeling, and it brings those dangers that are unaware back to light, and it puts you back on fire. So that's how you start. You read your why, and then, of course, always looking at your before photos, looking at your, comparing a before photo to maybe a photo of when you were younger that you want to get back to. Maybe you have a photo of a dream of what you want to look like. All those photos compared to your current photo and your before photo, again, snap you out of that. So that's what I call the complacency trap. And I got a few emails here. The first one from Sally. Sally writes in, says, Dear FatDag, I've been listening to your podcast while I walk every day, ride in the car, or wherever I have the time that I need to refocus my thoughts. I felt compelled to share my gratitude to you for what you are doing. I've been a Weight Watcher member many times before this current one. My last and final journey began in December 2010 when I walked in the doors of Weight Watchers. I was feeling so defeated, so depressed about myself, and so overwhelmed. At 5'4", at 299 and a quarter pounds, I felt I could never be successful. The Weight Watcher staff immediately made me feel welcome and made it feel possible for me to reach a goal that I thought I never would. I had high blood pressure, pre-diabetes, high cholesterol, migraines. I was told by my doctor if I continued my self-defeating behaviors, I would die. I wasn't even 50 years old. That made me realize that I had to do something. After my first Weight Watcher meeting, I decided to break my 142-pound weight loss goal into 10-pound increments. Doing this made my goals less intimidating and more realistic. Soon I lost my first 10 pounds and I was on my way. I followed the plan to the letter and the weight came off quickly. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, and finally my goal, 142 pounds gone. 2 years and 142 pounds gone, bye-bye. I got the lifetime in December 2012, the same month I left the USA for an assignment on an Air Force base in Okinawa, Japan. There were no meetings in Japan. I panicked, thinking, how will I keep my weight off? I enrolled in Weight Watchers online and I kept going. As the 24 months of my tour continued, complacency set in. I had that one dessert too many, or the foods that I don't usually eat, and I had no idea about their point value. 5 pounds came back, then 10, then 15, then 20. After getting back home in 2014 while still living in a hotel with no permanent new home yet, I searched out the closest meeting. I was greeted by the same friendly welcomes I did that first time, different state, different faces, but the same accepting and non-judgmental attitude. I got back to business and lost the weight once again, only to suffer a severe back injury 8 months later, followed by 3 surgeries and lots of rehab. In May of 2017, I was up 15 pounds from goal. Today, thanks to you, tracking, my tribe, my Weight Watcher leader and the staff, Connect, No Finish Line Nation, and walking a lot, I've lost 7 of those pounds and hope to be back to goal by the end of July. Track everything, drink water, reach out for support. I'm an introvert, but my Weight Watcher meeting friends would never believe me. I apologize for such a long email, but I felt called to write to you and share my journey in an attempt to help others feel hope, success is possible. My journey will never end. Wishing you good focus, Sally. Sally, that's an incredible story, and I appreciate you sharing it, and it ties in beautifully to the complacency trap. You did exactly what we talked about. You had great success because you were motivated. You worked it really hard. You had some unique challenges to your journey that allowed the complacency to set in for you, but you recognized it. And then when you recognized it, you were able to put the brakes on quickly, refocus on your why, and get it done. You have a very, very strong why, and that is what's going to continue to power you. That why, as you've written to me, and as I hope you've written to yourself, that why will always keep you really close to your goal weight. I'm glad to see that you said, the Weight Watcher staff is friendly and they understand, because listen, the Weight Watcher staff is us, right? In order to work at Weight Watchers, you have to have worked the program. You had to have success. You had to have some moderate success. So we are all in this together, and it's very cool. Now, it's really awesome. You get down 142 pounds. I love how you broke it up. 10-pound increments. If you would have started the plan and someone said, hey, you need to lose 142 pounds, it's difficult to see what that looks like. When we start our journey and we say, hey, your goal weight is X, and we give you a number that you've never seen or heard of in much of your adult life, it means absolutely nothing, so we don't know we can get there. You tackled it perfectly. You broke it up into 10-pound chunks because I'm just going to lose 10 pounds at a time. And as you did that, it just kept going. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 142. It's incredible work. Then as the complacency set in, exactly like we talked about, 5 came back, 10 came back, 20. That's exactly what, and you recognized it. So you've done great work. You've got this. You absolutely know you can do it. You reached your goal before. So therefore, you know exactly what it takes to get there, and you know you have the ability to get there. Your why is strong. You're doing great work. The only thing I would say in your email that I would just give you a little caution on is at the very end you say you hope to be back to goal by the end of July. 2 things I would say to that. 1, let's not put a timeline on it. And 2, let's not hope. Hope is not a plan. You're focused, your discipline, your determination that you have, focusing on your why and getting it done will get you back to goal. If it happens in July, it happens in July. If it happens in August, it happens in August. Just continue it because, like you said, your journey will never end. So thanks for your email, Sally. Ann writes in and says, "Hey, Dag, thanks for this timely message. I've been on the program for about 4 months. I've hit that point of not following the plan as closely as I should. So as a result, my weight has pretty much stayed flat for the past 3 to 4 weeks. It's time to get back to doing it with focus and intensity that I had when I started and kick complacency to the curb. I'm really pleased with the progress I've made so far, with 26 pounds gone, so why should I stop here, right? I've got the visual in my head of what I can look like at goal. I just need to get my head back in the game to make this happen. Thanks for the support and have a great weekend, Ann." And another perfect example, right? And so you started the program probably on fire. You tracked everything. You put everything in the tracker. You weighed everything. You measured everything. You had an intensity when you started. Then you say your weight loss has pretty much stayed flat for 3 to 4 weeks, and it's time to get back to doing what you've done with focus and intensity that you had when you started. That's exactly how you do it. So again, phenomenal job is you've recognized it. And you've recognized it before it's too late because with 26 pounds down already is phenomenal work. You don't lose 26 pounds by accident. It takes focus and discipline, and you just finally got into a stall, which is good that you stalled versus regressed. Neither one are terrible, but the fact that you recognize both of them or either of them to prevent that is what's going to carry you to goal. Just like we said earlier, focus on your why, focus on why you're doing that. Why did you join? Why do you want to get this done? That's what's going to carry you to goal. Keep up the great work. I know you can get there. Heather writes in and says, "Hi, Mike. Thank you for your podcast and your service to our country. My husband and I are doing Weight Watchers online together for the first time. I've been a member on and off for a ton of years. The question we have is, my husband gets 63 points a day. He has a hard time eating that many points when making mindful choices. His weight loss has been slow, I believe, as a result of him not being able to eat his points. Would you have any suggestions for him? Thank you, Heather." Heather, yeah, I sure would. And 63 points, right? So if you get 63 points a day, you've heard me say it more than once. Episode 16 talks about getting the blue dots. Episode 70, I believe 70 also talks about the blue dots, 70 or 71. Blue dots are critical to this program. Blue dots get you in a healthy eating range where you're getting enough food for your body to sustain and then also maintain and have a gradual weight loss. So you want to hit those blue dots. You want him to eat within a 10-point range of his 63. So between 60 and 70 points a day is where he should be falling daily. Now, here's what I would do. Completely just a suggestion. Take it for what it's worth. I would take those 63 points. I would divide them into 5 meals a day. I would make it 3 main meals of 15 points apiece. That's 15 for breakfast, 15 for lunch, 15 for dinner. And then I would take, that would be 45 of the 63. And then I would take a snack for mid-morning between breakfast and lunch and have a 4-point snack. Between lunch and dinner, I'd have a 9-point snack. After dinner, I'd have a 5-point snack. That would be 63 points. And so when you have a hard time getting, if you break it up systematically and you have a plan for what to follow, that'll help you do that. Because I agree with you, if you're not eating enough food, even though you certainly can lose weight, you're not doing it right or healthy. So I want him to get the 63 points a day. I want him to work in the healthy stuff. So, it doesn't take, you can grab a handful of almonds and get 4 points. And you can grab a handful of some, healthy protein and get the points you need as a snack. Then as the weight comes off, the points number will reduce, and it's easier to cut a snack out of this mix. At some point when he loses 4 or 5 points, you take out the morning snack and take it away. And then you still have breakfast, lunch, afternoon snack, and evening snack, and dinner. So then boom, when you lose some more, you take out one of those other ones. So you can get it done that way. It'll make the adjustments significantly easier. But the important thing is exactly what you're doing is follow the plan, get the blue dots, and get it done. Good job doing it together. I see all the time folks who do it together in the same house have a tremendous amount more of success because they're eating the same things and generally both being aware of each other's. We sabotage each other, but when we're working it together, we're mindful of that. Kathleen writes in and said, good morning, Dag, FatDag, not FatDag. I know you don't have time to respond to all of the emails you receive, but I wanted to say thank you and let you know that your postcard and this email came in at just the right time for me. I've pretty much given up on Weight Watchers and the plan. I've stopped attending meetings and stopped tracking. I haven't looked at Connect in weeks. I was ready to cancel my membership until I received your email yesterday morning. Then yesterday afternoon, your postcard arrived. You are definitely trying to tell me something. We recently lost a very dear friend. He was in excellent health, ate well, exercised regularly. He was not by any means overweight, but he still had a massive heart attack. My point of view has changed from wanting to get it in good health to be there for my children and be a good example for all of my girls that I coach in a Girls on the Run program and work with 2 Girl Scout troops to what's the point? But today is a new day, and we finally have some sunshine in the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm going to try again. I'm going to recommit. I've lost 15 pounds, and I've kept them off. I'm going to get the next 15 off by starting today. I am also going to let you stay in my head. Running is like walking, only faster, and when you're out of points, stop eating points. So thank you, Kathleen. Kathleen, great email, and so first off, my condolences to your friend. Hope all is well. I don't know the end result, but I feel for you. I understand that is incredibly frustrating and incredibly hard to do when that impacts your life the way it does. So I understand it. And so you pretty much were at the point where you finally just said you're going to give up on Weight Watchers, and what's the point? Well, the point is all of these things in life that we're going to come across, they're going to happen to all of us whether we're prepared for them or not. The best you can do is be in the best shape of your life so when something like this does hit you, you have the best chance for survival because you prepared yourself mentally and physically. That's where I want you to get to. That is what the point is. The point is that you want to live a healthy, happy life. You do want to be a good role model for your girls. That's incredible to do that. So I'm absolutely glad that exactly like you said, the email did exactly what I asked you to do. Is when you were strong, you send in an email to me to get on the newsletter, and then a day when you're weak, the email brings you back. So welcome back. And the beautiful thing is you're down 15 pounds, and so you just now you can continue doing this. You can continue getting it done. So today is a new day. You wake up every day with the choice of what you want to do and what you want to get done. So today is the day you're going to start. You're going to recommit. I'm glad to see you recommitting, and you're absolutely right. Running is no more than walking. It's just faster. And when you're out of points, stop eating points. Kathleen, thank you for your email. Yeah, I know you have the ability to get this done. I believe you can get this done. I believe you have a strong why. I want you to write it down. I want you to find the foundational root of what your why is. Focus there and get it done. Lastly, April from New York City's at Goal. She says, Dear formerly FatDag, congratulations on the new app. For my vacation plan, I have a cruise in August. My first priority on any cruise is to attend dance classes if offered. The ship's show band often plays hour-long concerts at least once a day, and we go dance. Sometimes it conflicts with tea time, so we skip the tea and scones and Lindy Hop instead. Thanks, April from New York City. So April, congratulations on goal, and it's very evident that you got to goal because you're a planner. Your ability to plan and make a plan and have a plan is what got you to goal, and I just have one question for you. When you hop on the scale in a non-weight loss mode, how does it feel? The day you hopped on the scale for the very last time hoping to lose weight, did it feel good? And so obviously it did, because that's what continues you. You continue to fight past any sort of complacency because you got to goal. And now you are completely mindful of the journey. You're working it with a plan, and you're getting it done. So thank you for your email. The great way to end this show is to remind us that we can get this done. We have the ability to do it. I'm glad to celebrate with you. It's an honor to congratulate you at being at goal. I know you look great. I know you feel great. You got it done. Now, you just continue doing exactly what you're doing and live the rest of your life. Folks, what are you celebrating? What is it that you want to get on the air? Really go to FatDag.com, click on the Listen Now tab, send in your comments, your questions. You can send them directly in from the Wise Advice app. If you're listening from the app, go ahead and click on the app, shoot me an email, tell me what you're celebrating. If you don't have the app, go to your app store, go to the Google Play Store. You have the ability to download the app directly for free from there. I want you to send in your comments, your questions, because that's what this show is all about. As we share, other people hear things that resonate with them, and they get their own journey done. They get their journey done because you had the courage to share and show them the way. So send in your email, and I'll get them. We'll work them into the show and make it as part of the show. But that is going to do it for this time. Remember, losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Oops. 23:17, not bad. All right, so again, I don't know why my phone is really weird, so I'm going to move this over to here. See if that helps a little bit. Big light behind me. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's try something here. I want to try and read your comments because, there we go. Let's see. Yeah. So PJ says hope is, she loves the comment that hope is not a plan. So I had let me do this. I'm sorry, making it crazy on you. I had a boss one. There it is. I had a boss once that was his mantra. Is he would say hope is not. Every time he'd say, hey Mike, what are we gonna do about this? And I said, well, I hope we get this. And he would remind me that hope is not a plan. If you want it to get done, you actually got to go make it and get it done. So this is it. So Amber says, great podcast. Been dealing with this for a few months. So yep, get it done, Amber. Jana says hi. Let's see. Margaret, great topic. Thank you. Good night, Amy. Amy said, so Amy's gone. So she had to leave early. That makes sense. I mean, it is 11:51. Write down, PJ, write down your why. Marianne, thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you out here. It's very cool. So let's see here. Diane says, spent all last summer up and down 2 pounds in 17 weeks. So that's complacency, right? You're just kind of just going through the motions. You're not attacking it with a vengeance. So go ahead and attack it. See what you're capable of. So Victoria said, this is me. Very cool. Pamela says, hi, I'm very excited about this topic. I haven't set a goal yet and been worried about confusing complacency and goal in the future. Yeah, that's the number one, and I didn't even address it during the show. You'll get it in this part, but a lot of people confuse goal and complacency. They think that this is good enough and they call it goal, and it's not really. There's a whole, I said it more than once, the greatest part of my journey was the last 10 or 15 pounds. That's a great definition, isn't it, Katie? I agree. It's so perfect. Kim's here. Let's see. Yeah, so Kim is stuck in complacency. So now you know how to get out of it, Kim, right? We got you some tools. So let's kind of focus them and see what you're capable of. Let's see here. Yeah, Dasani should sponsor me. Here's some Dasani. They don't sponsor me. These are $3 a piece or whatever they are, right? We have a water filter in the house. I just forgot to fill my water jug. So, let's see here. Morgan says hi. Thank you. Such an inspiration. No, just living. I took a lot of notes along my way. It took me 16 years to figure this thing out. Glenda says hi. Marianne says hi. Nicole, yeah, so it's 72. This is episode 72, so I apparently put 71 somewhere. This is 72. Yep, Marianne made it live. Whoop, whoop. Let's see. I think we're getting down to the end here. Jeff is here. I think I saw Jeff earlier. Diane, Kim. Does the app need updated? Katie, I'm not sure what that means. Yes, I don't know, Katie, actually, sorry. Does the app need updated? I don't know. Terry says hi. And, all right, I think we made it to the end. Let's see here. Sammy says, hey there, Shirley here, going to Las Vegas to celebrate our 41st wedding anniversary. Oh, gotcha. And so hubs they're doing Weight Watchers together, so you're right. It's so much easier when two people do it together. So Katie's saying, does the app need updated because I can't see the comments? I don't know on my Facebook app, so it's really weird. I just can't. I've always been able to, we've done this live a million times, so for the last 2 times, the comments don't show up on the phone, so they show up on the computer. Luckily, I got the computer going. Good thing I had the computer going. So Nicole says, what happens when you gain because you are standing on the scale wanting to lose weight, or not really because you just need to get back in the saddle? So when you get to there's a difference between being a couple pounds over goal when you're at goal and being a couple pounds over goal when you haven't hit goal yet. So if you hit goal and you go up a pound or 2 from your goal, it's different than if you never hit your goal. So Nicole, you know you have the ability to get there. You know you have the ability to, you just know you can do it. So it's just a matter of tracking. It's just a matter of finding that focus and discipline that you had on your week 1 and getting it done. So let's see what else we got here in the middle of the. Jana says, I was down because in 4 months my loss was 14.6. That seems slow. No, so 14.6 in 4 months is, it's fine. The average is 1 to 2 pounds a week is kind of the average. But when's the last time you lost 14 pounds on accident? Right? So as long as the direction continues going in the same direction, you're going to be just fine. I'm not a big fan of setting a must lose this much weight by this such a date. It happened to me in the middle of July last year. I was hoping to have a certain number and I missed it by like 2 or 3 pounds, and my first reaction was to be disappointed that I missed a weight loss goal, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm down 60 some pounds or whatever. I forget the number exactly. But I should have been celebrating the success, not the I missed it by a pound or 2. So you're doing just great. So Marianne, hoping to hit 100 pounds on Saturday. So I want you to hit it. I don't care if it's this Saturday or next. I want you to focus and get it done. Go after it. So Margaret says, I've yet to write down my why. I know, but seriously, you do. You need to go write it down. Totally do. Jane says, complacency is a big one for her. PJ says, I'm a lifesaver. Jana loves the podcast. Cool. Marianne, gotcha. All right, so cool. That seems to be most everything. It looks like I kind of got everything. My tea is cool. Oh, this is our foundation. So we provide scholarships to children who've lost someone on the battlefield. So that's the Folds of Honor Foundation is our we have an event tomorrow night. So I was just kind of wearing that tonight and kind of getting that mindset. So, no, let's see. Nope. If I swipe left or right, nope, it didn't help, Katie. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll restart the phone. You're right. That's exactly it. So, yes, bow tie is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is bow tie night. Yep. So Katie's going to send a 10% email. Awesome. I can't wait to see that. 10% is my favorite award. I like 5% because it's it's a first set of proof, but 10% means that you got through the proof, and then you really kind of kicked it into gear after. So 10% is my favorite. Very cool. PJ, how do you figure out your why? You figure out your why by why, right? I mean, come on. Actually, you sent me your why in email. You know your why. Whether or not you're willing to admit it, what drove you in? What made you walk into a Weight Watchers meeting? Something made you walk in. That's your why. So you'll get it. You'll figure it out and use that to propel you forward. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this done. Let's get this show published so you guys can have it, get it out on the air. But thank you, as always, for being here. I'll get my phone figured out so it can be a little more interactive than just trying to do it from the computer, because I feel like I'm just staring at a screen and not at you guys. So we'll get that figured out, but sorry for that technical stuff. But always, always, always glad to share with you. It's one of the things that I'm most happy about, as I've told you more than once. The Connect community saved my life. I was at a point where I didn't know what was going to happen. I could have very easily been completely over the line for the rest of my life, and I would never have been able to recover. And so I reached out to Connect, and you guys showed me the way. You provided the hope. You provided the inspiration. You showed me that what I was trying to do was possible. And so that is what got me to continue working the program and get to goal. And that's why I do this. I do this so that you have that same inspiration that I had. And that's why I just continue to ask you, send in your emails and your comments, your questions, so I can work them in so that other people can see it as well, and hear it. So thank you for the engagement. It's always an honor to be here and talking with you. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. More than anything, the journey has nothing to do with luck. You don't wake up in the morning lucky hoping that you lose weight. So it has nothing to do with luck. It's everything to do with focus, discipline, and determination. I wish you good focus. Good night.